I want to start on something I mentioned last night, the radical climate change protester who disrupted the lives of thousands of people back in June when she blocked the entrance to the Sydney Harbour Tunnel, locking her head onto her steering wheel to make sure the delay lasted as long as possible.
I'm not sure what's about to happen.
You f***ing everyone stay up, you dumb Get the out of the way! Hey, you selfish You selfish
It's just hard to believe, isn't it? Marley Cooper, a 22-year-old from northern New South Wales, was arrested, charged and released on bail on condition she leaves Sydney. A day or so later, she was arrested in Sydney again and bailed again. Around this time, with climate activists disrupting cities, port facilities and even train lines, New South Wales politicians were trumpeting new laws and a tough new approach.
And I want to make sure that they use the ones that they've got, as well as making sure that if the outrage of the community isn't reflected by judicial decisions, well then the Parliament has to step in and make the judiciary express the outrage and reflect the outrage of the community.
Yeah, the judiciary reflecting the outrage of the community, hey? Well then, yesterday in the Lismore local court, Magistrate Jeff Linden dropped the charges against Cooper and she walked free again. She walked free. She blocked other people back there in June, thousands of strangers who had jobs to go to, people to visit, doctors to see probably. She trapped other people on the freeway in their cars, but she walked free from court herself 3 times. Now, there are tough new laws allowing fines of $20,000 or so, plus jail terms of 2 years. And you might say this has gone so far, it's time for mandatory sentencing laws, those laws that so many lawyers and human rights activists hate. But the trouble is that none of that would have helped in this case because the charges were thrown out on mental health grounds. The climate change radical, the global warming alarmist, the person spreading fear and hysteria and a doomsday scenario claims that the natural disasters she uses as examples for her activism have damaged her mental health so much that she's not responsible for her actions. This is the ultimate catch-22 in reverse, isn't it? The very lunacy you promote is used to justify and excuse your unlawful and unreasonable actions. Cooper cited the Lismore floods as her main trauma. And these floods were indeed terrible. They were deadly and they were traumatic. But using them and other natural disasters that have always been with us and always will be, using them for politically charged, radical green left activism that hurts other people is wrong, clearly wrong. The trouble is that all this hysteria is supported by too many people in politics and in the media and elsewhere. As a nation, we are shunning rational debate, wallowing instead in emotive and frightening hysteria. This excuse cannot be allowed to stand. In simple terms, we cannot allow climate extremism to be used as an excuse for climate extremism. Otherwise, we present a green light for any protester to do anything on any issue they deem to be adding to their own mental lack of well-being. Let's hope the police appeal this decision and test the law as well as the reasoning of this magistrate.